Okay, ready for chapter number 2 of Jingle All the Way Home, an Advent Countdown story by Catherine Hapka, pictures by Catherine Selbert. And so today we're going to break seal for chapter number 2. Up on the Rooftop. In a red shuttered house on a tree-lined block in a pretty little town called Poinsettia, Chris Kerstman peered out the window into the star-spattered midnight sky. "I thought I heard something on the roof," he said. His sister Holly looked up from her book. "Don't be such a baby. Santa Claus never comes when kids might actually see him. Ivy says it's been that way since, the ancient time of Norse folklore." Holly was 11, just 3 years older than Chris, but she acted as if she knew everything and he knew nothing, especially since Ivy Tanaka moved to town. Having Ivy around ruins everything, he thought. She'd better not ruin Christmas, too. She might know all about ancient Norse folklore, but she's got no clue about Christmas and Poinsettia. Poinsettia was known far and wide as the most Christmassy town in the U.S. of A. Everyone was wild about Christmas, putting on a month-long holiday market, a huge festival in the town square, a parade of floats and marching bands, and a contest to choose the year's most festively decorated home and business. Suddenly, Chris sat bolt upright. Was that the sound of hoofbeats up above? He opened the window and leaned out. "Hey!" Holly dropped her book and stomped over. "It's freezing out there. Ivy says it might snow tonight." She slammed the window shut, barely giving her brother a chance to pull his head back in. "You can watch from my window, but you have to keep it closed." Chris scowled. If Holly didn't care about trying to catch a glimpse of Santa, why was she staying up past midnight on Christmas Eve? She even let Chris keep watch from her room, which was the only place in the house where you could see the chimney. "I won't be able to see anything that way," he said. "What's the point?" "I don't know," Holly snapped. "What is the point of little brothers?" "Because I sure can't think of one." "Oh, yeah? Well, older sisters are the worst idea anyone ever had," Chris smirked. "I think Ivy told me that, and she knows everything, right?" The Kerstman's kids' angry voices floated up into the chilly night air. Santa tilted his head to listen. "Those two don't sound very merry," Vixen said. Santa chuckled. "All children argue sometimes, especially brothers and sisters who stay up too late on Christmas Eve." With a soft ho, 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 he grabbed 2 gifts and disappeared down the chimney. Jingles stirred in his hiding place. He had been so excited to be riding in Santa's sleigh, but now he realized he couldn't see a thing. "I'll only peek out for a second," he said. He told himself, squeezing past the pointy corners of a board game. When he made it to the top of the sleigh, the reindeer were resting and didn't notice him. Santa hadn't yet returned. "You're so annoying," a voice rang out somewhere below. Jingle's ears pricked up. Could that be a human child? He had never seen one, since he had never set paw outside the peppermint-striped gates of the North Pole before. "I have to see one of the creatures that we work so hard for all year long," he thought eagerly. "It'll only take a second." He landed with a soft thump on the shingles. At the front of the sleigh, a reindeer named Comet lifted his head. "Did you hear that?" he asked. "I didn't hear anything," his partner Cupid replied. "Now, get some rest so I'm not pulling your share by the time we get to Hawaii." Ignoring the reindeer's friendly squabbling, Jingle scurried to the far side of the chimney. He leaned over the edge of the roof, peering at the glowing window below. There, not one human child, but 2. But why didn't they look so unhappy? "Don't they know it's Christmas?" Jingle thought. "Ho, ho, ho!" A familiar voice rang out from the other side of the chimney. "Shake a hoof, gang. We've got miles to go before we sleep." Jingle spun around at the sound of clattering hooves, followed by silence as the sleigh lifted off. "Wait!" he barked. But the reindeer were already flying fast, soaring up into the night sky. Jingle jumped onto the chimney, hoping Santa might glance down and see him. But he forgot about the opening. "Oops!" he yelped. as he felt himself falling. And we'll need to find out what happens tomorrow. Chapter 3.